Let's reframe how we look at people. I have the privilege of serving with these folks. These are the employee owners in National Nail. When I was at Anderson, you're working with lots of companies. And here's how lots of companies look at people. That's the warehouse guy. That's the driver. That's a customer service woman. You know those outside sales guys. That's the product development guy. And we put people in boxes. And we put them in a box and we treat them that way. What if you were to look at people the way Jesus looks at you? So when I look at people in our business, that's a son and daughter of the King, just like me. Immeasurable value to the King. That person has a kingdom purpose and they're at my work. Their husbands, their wives, their fathers. They've got kids. If they're meaningful to God, why would they not be meaningful to me? And when you start looking at it that way, you start looking at work a bit differently, because what if working with you is a way that encourages them and nurtures them to find their calling because you had access to them 40 to 60 hours a week? How do you look at people that you lead? A phrase that we use at work is, could the person you were a year ago compete with who you are today? So I look at my folks and I go, how do I get them to answer the question is no? How is it that under my leadership they could say, Scott, I am a better human being today than I was a year ago. Thank you for how you lead. Thank you. How do you look at people at work? Wealth. We need to reframe what wealth means. Okay? How do you look at wealth? Those are my shareholders. So often what you hear is, how do I create wealth for shareholders? I take the word for, I put the word in, and I go, how do I create wealth in my shareholders? Not for them, but in them. Transformational wealth, that's money, but how do I help them become a better person, a spouse, a parent? How do I teach generosity at work? Friends, health, time. Because I tell you what, someone who has time, someone who has health, someone who has rich friendships, someone who knows it's not about them, someone who is a parent, when you get to my age at 63, you have adult children, they still want to hang out with you, that's a wealthy person. Now I have to pay them. I got to pay them to come with me. But if your youngsters want to spend time with you, that's a wealthy person. And if you have a bride or a husband that after retirement, they want to hang out with you, that's a wealthy person. And I assure you that all that stuff on the right, to me, is worth a hell of a lot more in money, a heck of a lot more than that money. And you have an opportunity through work to teach this stuff. If you choose to, how do you view people and how do you view wealth? Influence. How are you using your influence at work? At work, we teach this. We're all given 20 feet of influence. God will expand it or take it away, depending on how you use your influence. But who are you influencing? What are they learning from you? Are they learning to move away from Jesus? Or are they attracted to you because of the Holy Spirit in you? I've gone through seasons of life where I'm pushing people away. I'm angry, I have a tone, I have all that stuff. I'm like, man, if that's Jesus, I don't want any part of it. How are you using your 20 feet of influence? The other thing I would challenge you with as a leader is, whose influence are you walking in? Who's influencing you? Are they moving you up into the right, or are they moving down to the right? Check your influences. What do you see? What captures your attention? What's in your ears? What's in your heart? But how do you look at your work from a kingdom standpoint? Use your influence, and then who are you being influenced by?